Why is it that men universally around the world instinctively avoid and delay marriage at all cost? And why is it that women are willing to do everything in exchange for marriage? They're willing to give everything they have in exchange for marriage, that promise, that commitment, they call it. Instinctively, around the world, universally. Why do they all want that? Why do women insist on marriage? That is their ultimate goal. That is their ultimate objective. And men instinctively avoid it and delay it and finally give in not because they want that, not because they want to necessarily limit themselves to one woman and give up all their freedoms, but because they think that's the only way they can have access to regular sex and the sweetness that women initially display, artificially I should add, in the beginning. So they fall into that trap because that sweetness and that agreeability and the level of sex and attention and all the positivity that you see from a woman, we all know that doesn't last. That's just a sort of a honey to attract the bees. And then once they got it, then the real person comes out. The point of this video is, why is it? Because men instinctively know that is not a good thing for them. Man wants to be free. Man wants to have options. Man wants to be able to be with a woman when he wants to, not when he's forced 7 days a week all the time. And yes, he should be responsible. He should take care of her, and he should take care of children if he happens to produce them with her. That is absolutely a man's responsibility, to be there, father them, and take care of them. You know, of course, we will never deny that, never. And I look down with utter contempt on men who produce children and then walk away from their responsibility. No, that is the lowest form of human being. But the point I want to get across on this video is I saw a little comical sort of short video. It was a man caught in the desert without water, with all torn and tattered clothes, and he was crawling on his chest, you know, in the heat of the sun, very thirsty, and he kept saying, water, water, water. And, you know, this is a comical little short video. So as he's crawling on the desert near death, you know, in utter thirst, in the heat of the sun, he suddenly sees this woman, you know, standing there with a bikini and a big piece of watermelon and a big jug of water and all kinds of, you know, cold, ice cold refreshments. And she says, I'll give you the fruits, I'll give you myself, I'll give you whatever you want to relieve you from your stress and your you know, dilemma that you're in, and your thirst and the heat, if you marry me. And as soon as the man hears that, he turns to the right, you know, crawls to the right and keeps repeating again, water, water. Yes, it's a comical video, but there is so much truth in that. There is so much truth in that. Because we know against our better judgment that, you know, the marriage, the commitment, the limiting ourselves to one woman who is not even going to be what we seeing in the beginning stages. We know that's wrong, but we do it. I've never done it, thank God, learning from other people's mistakes, but many around the world continue to do it and will continue to do it, you know, in the future, knowing deep down against their better judgment that is the wrong thing, but they still do it anyway. The reason is because we know from the wisdom that we are born with, that God and nature has given us, that is an ill-advised move. That is something that's not good for us. I'm not talking about being together or creating offsprings and continuing the race and everything. I'm talking about the artificial, man-made idea of legal marriage and being with one person, legally tied to them, where if you left, you'll be faced with severe financial repercussions. That is what I'm referring to. That is not good for us. It's not good for anybody. And that's why we should, as in all other situations, listen to our gut feelings, listen to the inner voice, listen to what is telling us, hey, don't go down that dark alley. That is a wrong place to go. Ignore your inner voice. Ignore your better judgment. Ignore your inner warnings that nature and God is giving you, and go for the temporary sweet dessert that's in front of you. A minute on the lips, forever on the hips. A moment of madness and a lifetime of regret. Ignore that and you'll pay a heavy price, my friend. All the best to the next video.